Hi, welcome to Learning Monkey. I am Vikram. In this class, we'll try to understand CSS box shadow property. And this property is very important to understand, and it consists of too many parameters. We'll try to understand each parameter, each value of the box shadow by using an example. And before going into the example, what is the use of box shadow? Box shadow is used to add depth and visual appeal to your elements. So generally where we see the use of this box shadow, if you go on to an e-commerce website, so in that e-commerce website you will see the cards, means they are going to sell some product, and that products are displayed beautifully by using this box shadow. So you're going to get that effect of 3D effect of the item cards which are used for promoting their products. So we'll try to understand this concept by using an example. Let's go on to our Visual Studio Code. This is the example that I have considered. So in this example, I have taken 5 divisions, and each division is going to cover a specific type of box shadow. Okay, so the class names are individually given: shadow example, basic shadow example, blurred shadow, spread shadow, multiple shadow, and inner shadow. So we'll try to understand each and every concept. Now all the stylings related to this were provided in this style sheet. Okay, so now initially we are styling the div. Each and every div we are styling. What are the styles that are provided is a padding of 10 pixels, margin of 20 pixels, width of 200 pixels, and the text will get aligned to the center, and a border. So let's see the output first, so that we can get a clear idea about these divisions. Let's go on to our output. So this is how the divisions are designed. So each and every every division, and here we are having 5 divisions. So each one is expressing its own box shadow visual effect. So let's try to understand the basic parameters first. So what are the parameters that are applicable for box shadow, and we'll try to understand each and every parameter. So these are all the parameters that are applicable for box shadow. So the first parameter is considered as offset X, and the second parameter is considered as offset Y. Third one is blur radius. In order to create blur to your shadow, we are going to use this third parameter. The next one is spread radius, means the shadow that has been created will spread across the corners. So across its effects, it will get spread. Okay, and the last one is color of the shadow. What color you would like your shadow to be. So that is also mentioned as the last parameter. And there is another parameter which I haven't mentioned in this group of parameters. It is inset. Inset is used to create the shadow inside the element. And if you don't mention inset, it will get outside. That effect will get created outside the element. Now, and one more point is, in order to get minimum, so the minimum number of parameters that are required to get the effect of shadow are 3 parameters. So what are those 3 parameters? The offset X, offset Y, and the color. So minimum you have to give these 3 parameters, and these 2 parameters are optional. If you want to give, you can give. If you don't want to give, just leave them. It is optional. Okay. So let's see what is the first. So we will try with minimum shadow effect with the minimum possible parameters. So the minimum possible parameters are offset X and offset Y. So let's see this example. So this is the example which is illustrating the box shadow with minimum parameters. So what are the first 2 parameters? Offset X, and so the first one is, let's go with the first one, offset X. What does that mean? Offset X means the shadow that we are going to generate, will be 5 pixels towards the right. It will be, so there is an actual element, and to that element the shadow will be 5 pixels towards right. And what about, so means in the x-axis is going to be left and right, and y-axis is going to be top and bottom. And what about offset Y? Offset Y means the shadow is going to be 5 pixels towards bottom. So it will get arranged a 5 pixel lower to the towards bottom. So it will go towards bottom. So we'll try to understand, we can easily understand by seeing the example. So, and the color of the shadow, this is the color that I have taken, it is gray color. So near to the gray color. Okay, so let's see the output so that we can get an idea. Okay, so this is what the box shadow means. Previously we don't have this shadow. So this is how the elements are looking like, right? And the box shadow that I have created, the color of the shadow is 6/8, means the color code. Okay, now I wanted X, offset X means towards right of the element, 5 pixels the shadow should be generated. The shadow effect should be 5 pixels towards right. See, this is what towards right 5 pixels. And what about offset Y towards bottom? Towards bottom means this is what towards bottom 5 pixels. This is what 5 pixel means. And the color of the shadow should be whatever the color that we would like to present. So in this case I have taken this dark gray color. Okay, in order to have that effect of shadow, so if you give another colors, it will not look good. Okay, so and what about if I want this shadow to be onto the other side, towards left and towards up? How can I do that? So that effect we are going to get if you give negative values. See here. So if I give -5 and here -5, what's happening? So this X offset X is going to be towards left of the element, and the offset Y is towards top. The offset Y is towards top and offset X is towards left. Okay, so then let's see the output. So how the effect is going to be. So this is how towards left 5 pixels and towards top 5 pixels. Okay, so this is what we call it as a basic shadow that can be generated by using the minimum number of parameters: offset X, offset Y and color. Okay, the next one is blurred shadow. So to create blur to this shadow, the third parameter is optional parameter. So we will convert this into positive values. So usually positive of shadow is generally used. So it is up to you. You can play with these values to get the effect that you would like to. So the next one is blur. So I am taking the blur to 5 pixels. So the radius of the blur is going to be 5 pixels, and let's see the effect. So see here, previously, so what we will do is we will keep it like that so that we can understand. So I am going to uncomment this. See here, the blurred shadow effect, I am uncommenting this. So now the first parameter is the same. Okay, the X offset, Y offset, and this one is blur radius. Now with this, let's see the output. So how it will get generated. So the same effect, but for this shadow we have created a blur effect. So to get that blur effect, blurred shadow, we can give the third parameter, which is optional. Okay, if you give the third parameter, it will consider it as a blur effect. So what if I change the order? So what if I change this order to let's take it as the fourth parameter? What happens? Will we get the shadow? Let's see the output. No, we don't get that. So try to understand that the sequence of parameters is very important. If the third parameter is given, means it is always considered as the blur radius. And if the fourth parameter is given, means it is considered as spread shadow. Okay, so let's see the output. Now let's change that. Okay, so this is blurred shadow. And the fourth one is spread shadow, means it will get blurred, the shadow will get blurred, and that will get spread. So we can spread that shadow effect. Let's see the output. So how it will get generated. So the third division is, this is how the spread will look like. So it is your choice whether to use these options or not. Okay, and what about multiple shadows? Means if you want to generate to the right and the bottom and also to the left and top, multiple shadow effects can be given. So that multiple shadow effects are separated by comma. Comma separated multiple shadows. Okay, let's see the output. So here in this example, this is the example for multiple shadows. So the first sequence of parameters is having this shadow color, and these are all the parameters. The first one is offset towards x, x offset, and the second parameter is y offset, and this is blur effect. And the color of the shadow is, this is the color that I have given, and the opacity is also provided, RGBA. RGBA means it is alpha value where the offset can be arranged. We have discussed about these concepts in our previous videos. And the second shadow the second shadow effect that I want to create is, this is the second shadow effect that I want to create. You can play with these values, and you can give as many values as possible, but if you go on with multiple shadows, it will create a mess. Okay, so generally two shadow values will create certain kind of good effects. Okay, so this is how multiple values for the shadows can be provided. Let's see the output. So and the offset for the second shadow is towards left and towards top, and 4 pixel is the blurriness, and the shadow color is gray color, a dark gray color. Let's see the output, how it will get generated. So this is how the multiple shadow effect is getting created. So why it is a bit small in comparison with these values is, it is 2 pixels. Previously it is 5 pixels. Okay, so this is how multiple shadows can be generated towards left top and right bottom also. And the next one is, last one is inner shadow. What is this inner shadow? If you want the effect of this shadow towards inside of your div element, or whatever may be the element, towards inside of your element, we have to use inset. Inset is the parameter that we need to use, and it should be given at the starting of all those parameters, and it let the shadow effect to understand that I want this effect to be inset inside the element. So let's see the output. So let's see the values for that. So this is the property that I have taken. Inset should be given at the start, and this is the first parameter, which is offset x, offset y, and this one is blur and the shadow color. Let's see the output, so how it will get generated. So this is how the inset will work. Usually these inset properties are used for what we call it as form fields. Generally these insets are used for form fields. So hope you got the clarity on this concept. Thanks for watching. If you haven't subscribed to our channel, please subscribe to our channel and press bell icon for the latest updates. If you have any doubts regarding this concept, please post your doubt in the comment section below. If you feel that this video is helpful to you, please give us a like, and please share this video with your friends so that they will also get benefited. Thanks for watching.